This is Mike Farley. We're in Fairview, Texas today, and you can see the awesome poolscape that we're working with. What we're going to do here is we're fixing to tear this pool out. It's going to get blown up. It's going to be cool. It'll take several days to take a pool out. Most people don't understand. They think it's something simple, but you have to tear the walls out, the decks out. They have to haul it all away. So we can start this project, which is going to be really, really cool because later on I'm going to be standing in the middle of the river right here. So the later pictures I'll have to be swimming or treading water or something like that, I guess, if it's in the same spot. So we're going to have a slide and a lazy river and an island and an outdoor kitchen and a fire pit and all kinds of stuff. So we just wanted to give you an idea before because this was a really awkward pool. We don't know who built it or why they built it. But it's really hard to swim in, especially not really good for kids, and we're going to really make a really neat one, which is really fun to swim in and really great for kids. So if you're looking for a used exercise pool, call us really quick. We can mail it to you. You're probably too late. Okay. Well, this is Mike. We'll see you later, and I'll be standing in a hole later on, I guess, when you see me. Take care. In the lazy river now. So I got no takers on that pool that I tried to give away, so we just tore it up and all the way. So you probably saw that. It took a while for that to occur. And this is the island, okay, right through here. And with this green pipe over here, this is the drain for the island, because if we have plants and water in the island, we got to get the water out. And so that big black tube over there is for a sump pump, so we can pump the water outside of the island and out for the drainage. So the walls of the pool, the river's not going to be this wide because the walls of the pool come in. These are the forms that show the edge of it. Next we'll put steel and plumbing in. Talking about plumbing, this right here is where the lazy river pump goes. And the pipes on it are huge, so we need a lot of space to work around it. And then we'll come back in and fill this in, and it'll be under concrete. You won't even know that it existed later on. So we have gravel in the bottom of the pool because we're putting an in-floor cleaning system in. And we don't want the pipes to be right up against the shell of the pool, so we put the gravel in. You'll see that over the next few days and how that's incorporated. We're down where the drains of the pool will go. Can you hear me now? So, I don't know, I'm trying to speak up over the lawnmower boy next door. He's trying to mow his yard and we're trying to talk. It doesn't work real well. So this is the deep end. It's going to be 8 feet deep, so we can dive off the rocks and everything around safely into this part of the pool. And then it transitions up over here to the river where it's about 5 feet deep. And then we go upstream. Okay, so as we come up the river, it gets shallower and shallower till we come to the shallow end of the pool, where it's about 3.5 feet deep. Again, all these things are going to be built on top of the gravel, so the floor is going to get higher, the walls are going to come in, and so that's what happens in the construction process. This is a very big pool, very big. It is really wide across. In fact, some pools are only that long, okay? And it's got lots of space, the shallow area to play, plus we've got a big deep end, and we're going to come off the slide. That's what the forms are over there. And that other big hole, that's where the other lazy river pump goes. So we've got one pump there, one pump here, and then we've got this big shallow area of the pool itself. And then the outdoor kitchen will be over there, and the fire pit will be over there. So this is the beginnings. We've got a big hole now. Looks like a bomb went off in the backyard. The next thing is there'll be like lots of pipes all over the place and steel all over the place, and then we'll bury all that in the concrete, and that'll be called the gunite. So that'll be coming up next. Hey, we're having a good time in the lazy river, can't you tell? we'll fast forward. You'll see me later today, and this is the island. Okay, so the island in the middle of a lazy river with a lot of lazy rivers is just concrete. And the reason why is that's the most cost-effective way to do it. The challenge is that doesn't look as nice as one that's got some neat landscaping in the middle, make it look like some tropical jungle, you know, outcropping in the middle of your pool. So what's happening here is we have a double row of steel for the walls of the island, and up here we got a ledge. On this ledge, the rocks will sit down in the water so it'll look really natural. So that helps incorporate that natural vibe we got going on. And these pipes here are for water lines to provide a little bit of a waterfall effect on the main pool side. As we come around here, this is where the important thing about the island is this is where we get the water out of the island. Is we have a drain that goes down and goes over to the sump pump, the big tube we talked about on a previous video. So it's critical if you're going to have plants in the island that you have drainage. Otherwise, the water's running in off the island into the pool. It's kind of a messy situation, not really low maintenance or very pretty. So we want to have a nice looking island. So we've got drainage in here. We've got water lines run into here. We've got electrical run into here so we can have our lights that are shining across. We have lights here that are lighting up the lazy river as well. So this is Mike Farley. We're at the beginning stages of the island here. You'll get to see what it looks like later on, and it'll look a lot more pretty. But we want it to be functional too, so this is the functional part. So N4 plumbing is a cleaning system that eliminates Fairview or Fred or whatever you call your pool cleaner that runs around at the bottom of the pool. So what happens is it takes extensive plumbing. So on the floor of the pool you can see all these pipes that are sticking up. These will all be for cleaning heads, which will be installed after we finish the gunite. So right now all the heads are in place. We've got heads that go through the lazy river, which is really critical with the lazy river that you have an N4 cleaning system, because there's no way you're going to get a pool cleaner down there to clean that narrow space. It's going to be banging off the walls and everything like that. But the cool thing about an N4 cleaning system is it'll clean the steps and the benches as well as the floor of the pool. And what it does is set everything down to these drains. Because of the size of the pool, we have a dual set of equipment. So we have dual drains on the bottom of the pool, along with, you know, two complete sets of N4 cleaning head systems. So, hello. The purpose of the plastic everywhere is there was a major storm coming in, so put the plastic all over it. The major storm had a lot of winds and beat the stuff to death, but what it did is protected the edge of the pool so we didn't have any cave-ins. Now this was all supposed to be gun-ited, but Good Friday the inspector took off, and so he didn't come back and give us a green tag, so we weren't able to get this done before Easter. So we had to protect it with the storm. The other thing that we did is all the downspouts that come off the roof, we took and ran those lines out so we couldn't have water pouring off the roof in the downspouts and then caving in the edge of the pool as well. So those are some things we do from a safety standpoint to protect the pool before it gets gun-ited. Although it does look like someone did a bad TP job on this. So now we have a shell of a pool. So we're making progress here. Looks a lot different than when it's steel is done. This is now a great skateboard park. No, that's not what it's designed for, but it does get used for that occasionally. And some people, one of the questions they have is, it's really rough. Is that going to affect me when I'm in my pool later on? You got to realize the pebble sheen will go over the top of this. Doesn't matter underneath. In fact, there's some real interesting things over here, like there's a couple of footprints by somebody that stepped in the floor of the pool, and like, will that affect what it looks like on the finished floor? No, because again, the pebble sheen will be over the top of it. So any roughness or irregularities or things like that, that's the case. This is a shotcrete job. Shotcrete has got a lot of gravel in it. It's a very rough finish, but it's also a very strong finish. So that's what we needed for this particular job. The island is now without any dirt, which kind of makes it hard to support plants. So one of the next things that'll happen is all the dirt that we left on the job site, they'll be coming back in and filling in the island. And with the plumbing has now been done also, what we did was called a short stub, where they just stuck the plumbing through the wall of the pool. We didn't want to do all the plumbing back to the equipment pad because it makes it real loose around the edge, and if we get some weather, like you saw we had to protect for last week, then the forms could cave in. So now they've come back after the shell's been shot and hooked all the plumbing up that you just saw with the equipment set and the N4 cleaning valve and everything. So now we've got all the boring stuff that's underground done. So one of the next things that'll happen is we'll actually start on the tile and the coping. One detail that we talked about with boulder work, this is the notch here, so we can actually sit the stone down in the water so it looks much more realistic. So this is called a notched beam versus this side here, there is no notch because there's no rock on this side that's going down into the water. You see over here, it starts right at this spot here. So the beam also has to become wider to support the notch in the front and still have a good structure. So that's why there's this jog here in the shell of the pool. So we've got a shell of a pool in now, so it's beginning to look more like a swimming pool than just a big hole that exploded in the backyard. But it's even going to look better in times to come shortly. So, okay, here's where the steps are for the slide. So you got to visualize we're going up the slide now. Okay, we're at the top. This is the water line that'll supply it because I'm stuck unless there's water. Okay, now I got water. Right into the lazy river. Water flow. Shoot across to the island. It's going to be a great ride. Come enjoy it soon at a town near you. Oh, no, it's only in Fairview. So, unless you call us, and then we can deliver one to your house too. Water's on, ice water.